Hello everyone and welcome back to Sonic Adventure 2.
I feel some strange energy. Hey, Sonic!
Whoa, I wasn't sure if I could pull that one off. Somehow I managed to use the chaos control.
Chaos control? Are you okay?
I'm worried about Tails and Amy. I hate to ask, but could you help them? This is our last chance. I got it. Before the cannon fires, I'll slam dunk it in there.
And Sonic is alive. Now moving on to the final hero stage, Final Rush. And this is also another fantastic action stage. First things first, we're gonna grind down this rail, jump off of it before you fall off of it, and you get 1,000 points if you go at high speed. No, we're not gonna start off like that. No. No. We're gonna try that again. Like I said, make sure you don't fall off of it. Make sure you jump off of it. And we're gonna destroy this freaking artificial chaos like I intended. And we're gonna keep on grinding down these rails. And there are a lot of rails to grind down. Not to mention very long rails, like the one that will be coming up very shortly. And that's the basic concept of Final Rush. You're always grinding down rails at very high speeds. And not to mention that there are also rails that you can jump off of to get trig points. But first I'm gonna... So after I destroy those artificial chaos, I'm gonna grind down this rail, and we're gonna jump off that rail and get another awesome 1,000 points. Also, there are a lot of harnets here as well. There are also a lot of harnets. There are also rails that you can actually grind upwards. But in order to actually grind upwards on a rail, you have to do a homing attack or use a dash pad. Now over here you want to... this is where we're actually going upwards. And there are actually a lot of shortcuts that you can take using momentum. Now, there's going to be a rail coming up shortly where we want to actually jump off of. Right here, I believe is right here. I'm going to jump off that rail at full speed, get enough momentum, then we're going to jump on that rail, jump over here, then jump off, and, yeah. But anyway... That's how you get those bonus points. Yeah. They are worth the points if you actually do that. That will help you get an A rig in no time if you can manage to pull all those off. It may take you a few tries. Yeah, this game aged badly. You guys saw what I just did. I tried to do a spin dash into the rail, and then that dash pad canceled out all my speed and made its own speed out of me and caused me to slow down, unfortunately. And it sucks too. It really sucks, and I hate it. We missed out on so many points. Oh well. Someone will come and avenge me one day. That's actually a joke. Anyway, here we get the Mystic Melody. In order to use the Mystic Melody, let me rephrase that. I think we've ran into these before. If not, these are some sort of... I don't know what these things are called, and I just died. At this point, I wasn't going to let my A rank slip away from me, so I restarted the stage after getting the Mystic Melody. So, basically the Mystic Melody allows us to use these... oh, okay, I know what they're called now. Basically, the Mystic Melodies are used for these things called ancient ruins, or they're called Ancient Ruin, and they allow us to, and if you have the Mystic Melody, you can use the Ancient Ruin, and it will cause something to happen. It will cause magic to happen. Whether sometimes it will be a portal, it might make platforms appear. Anything can happen, and it's an optional power-up for characters to get. Everyone gets it. Everyone gets the Mystic Melody.
Yes!
But I'll go into more detail how the Mystic Melody works. Before, I also want to mention that when doing rail tricks,
That was cool!
it's important that you actually land on a platform and not on another rail, because if you land on another rail after doing a rail trick, it won't work. I mean, it will work, but you won't get the bonus points for some reason, and I really don't understand why. Anyway, moving on.
I guess he was just a regular hedgehog after all.
Legend has it when all 7 Chaos Emeralds are collected, the power creates a miracle. I have 6 of them. They're mine. All mine.
I don't think so.
Shadow.
So that was your plan from the very beginning, huh? Or was it a direct order from the president? Now I know who you are. You're that government spy, Rouge the Bat, aren't you?
So you did your homework, is that it? I would say that's an invasion of privacy.
I could say the same thing about you.
It looks like things aren't quite going your way, but since my job was done, I thought it was time to take what's mine and get out of this place.
You are one pathetic creature.
Look who's talking. What about you? Here are the results of the research project called the Ultimate Life Form. But if this picture is of the real ultimate life form named Shadow, then exactly who or what is standing in front of me?
This is Dr. Eggman. I have found all 7 Chaos Emeralds. Shit. Someone is trying to kidnap an Eclipse cannon. There's not much time left before the cannon fires again. Can you get over there?
If you want to live, leave the Chaos Emeralds where they are. The fake emerald is good enough for you.
Do you actually believe that you're the real Shadow?
No doubt.
Even your memories might not be real, you know?
Even if my memories are not real, it's still me, Shadow. And I will fulfill my promise to Maria. That's the only thing that matters to me now.
Alright, so now we're taking control as Shadow once again. This is the final Shadow stage and the final Dark stage, Final Chase, which is extremely similar to Final Rush. For one thing, there are also a lot of rails to grind on here too. Except with the addition of meteorites, because Final Rush did not have meteorites. Here's another gimmick that Final Chase has, which is called, which are these tubes that you, there are these tubes that you run up, or cylinders. I really have no idea what the official name is. But you run across these cylinders that are gravitational, and they spin all over the place. You're constantly spinning, always. By the way, make sure to grab this hook before you actually land anywhere else, so you can get 100 points. Hit that spring, get 200 points. You're gonna jump right here, land on this one. And we're gonna hit that spring too to get another 100 points. That's basically 400 points right there. And it's all worth it.
Here we go.
One thing I can say, in order to get an A rank, just make sure you get the rings. Rings are always important, no matter what. You gotta get those rings, because they do help, and they do give you points as you collect one. Remember, one ring equals 10 points, always. Now here's one section where we're constantly going upwards. Up these cylinders or tubes, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. Now here's where Shadow can also get the Mystic Melody. And basically all you have to do is keep going upwards, keep going up these tubes, and make sure you don't fall and hit that electricity. That electric barrier, and you get the Mystic Melody. It's actually easier to find than the Mystic Melody in Final Rush. But going into a little bit more detail about the Mystic Melody in this game. First of all, each stage has 5 missions, and to get to those other missions, those extra missions, you have to go to the stage select. The second mission is always getting 100 rings, and the third mission is to find a lost Chow. And usually when you're looking for a lost Chow, you are required to get the ancient ruin. You are required to get the Mystic Melody, because you can't access the ancient ruin without the Mystic Melody. Now, as a kid, I always knew that you actually needed something. That the Chow were usually located where the ancient ruins were. But back then, I didn't really know where the Mystic Melodies for every character were. I didn't know as a kid. Not to mention, I didn't even have a memory card for my GameCube, so I kept having to start the whole game over and over, because I didn't know anything about these game systems as a kid, especially considering that my first game system was the Game Boy Advance, and you used cartridges and you didn't have to rely on those freaking memory cards. But whatever, I digress. Everything has its pros and cons. But yeah, the stage is actually a little bit longer than Final Rush is, but we're actually not that far off from the end of the stage. There are also a lot of artists here too. But like I said, if you want to get an A rank, you have to get all the rings that you see, because rings are important. If you don't know anything about getting an A rank in this stage in particular, you just gotta get the rings. Fortunately, the game was generous enough to still give me the 100 points after I defeated both of those artificial chaoses. So now, the end of the stage is lying below this section, where we have to go down both of these tubes. Watch out for the meteors. And that's it.
Here
We
go.
beat Final Chase. We got 287 out of 490 rings. That's actually something I haven't talked about. We got an A ring, by the way. That's actually something I haven't really talked about when it came to this game. Somehow, the game has... each stage has a certain amount of rings that you can get. And I think it's actually I think it is actually possible to get all rings in each stage, but well, actually, not all stages is possible, because Sega likes to troll everyone. There are some rings that can be grabbed if the game is exploited, but as far as officially trying to get all the rings in the stage, it's impossible, and it's not even worth it, because I guess Sega actually wants you to try to get every single ring that is located in the game. But I do sort of appreciate what they were trying to do anyway, even though this game admittedly did not age well whatsoever. Well, next time we're gonna see Sonic and Shadow going against each other once again as they race through to the cannon. As Sonic races to the cannon, while Shadow tries to stop Sonic. See you guys next time.